I met 3 when I was banged up, yeah? 2 in Chelmsford, 1 in Bedford, right? So, the 2 in Chelmsford. One, I didn't really, he was quiet, yeah? He was, it was an ex-soldier, or a serving soldier at the time. He was ex-soldier by the time he got banged up. Part of like a Nazi group that was plotting to allegedly put bombs in mosques. Yeah, they kept him on the induction wing. I worked on the induction wing. They kept him on there. They put him on the main wing. He'd have been annihilated. He was lucky he was in Chelmsford, to be honest with you. If he was in London, if he was in Pentonville or Scrubs or something, Belmarsh, I don't know how he ended up in Chelmsford, honestly. But yeah, he'd have been weighed in straight away. But yeah, he looked like a nerd. He had glasses. Don't know what that makes him a nerd because he has glasses, but he looked like a nerd with glasses. Yeah, didn't say nothing to no one really. But he was 2 foot tall, you know what I mean? Didn't look like didn't even look like he belonged in the army, you know. But yeah, he was the most unassuming one. Another one was in there. He was already sentenced. 4.5, I think he was doing. He got caught with a key of Charlie, I think. He was all right. Older than me. You know, back then, he would have probably been about my age now. Back then, so he'd have probably been 38 or something. Bit of a talker, one of them, you know. People that have got, what is it? People that have got the most to say usually ain't got nothing to say at all, you know. People that shout the loudest. He was one of them, proper. Knew everyone, was into everything. And back in the day was in Combat 18. For those that don't know, Combat 18 was an old thing from the 80s, like a racist group from the 80s, like National Front, Combat, and then 18. The 1 is an A. They're the letters of alphabet. 1 is an A, and an 8 is a H. So AH, Adolf Hitler, Combat Adolf Hitler. They were about in the 80s. A few of them got nicked for planting bombs and whatnot. He claimed to be a member. And his claim to glory, I mean, he was a proper living legend, yeah. His his claim to glory was he had a swastika tattoo, and he only showed a few select people. You know, as a fellow Survey member, I see it. A couple of the other Survey boys see it, but not very many people else. He kept it very hush hush, and it wasn't in the most obvious of places either. It wasn't like on his forehead, or you know, he weren't committed like in what's that film? American History X, you know, takes it off on the basketball court. He's got a swastika there, you know. He had a swastika on the inside of there. I mean, the only way anyone would ever see it is if he got knocked spark out or someone went, ood. I mean, he was, you know, he had a skinhead as well. Proper. Yeah. I bet he used to stand in the mirror behind his door, giving it behind his door. Oh, mate, he was a lemon. He was another one. And the one in Bedford. I mean, he was American History X, actually. He had the skinhead, the swastika on his chest. I mean, I was a librarian in Bedford, this was, Bedford prison. I was a librarian. till I got sacked for turning up absolutely wavy, mate. I was off my nut. And the librarian, like the woman, she, I couldn't even hide it from her. She was like, "Go out, you're sacked. Give me a nick and everything." Proper bitch, mate. I know I deserved it, but still, she could have just sacked me or just whatever. Anyway, moaning about getting in trouble for. Anyway, yeah, I was a librarian, so I used to. Well, I was a librarian for all the wings. You know what I mean? There weren't a librarian. I was a librarian for every single wing. And this geezer, you could see his swastika tattoo through his white t-shirt that he used to wear to the library because it was red. The swastika was red, and you could see it through them chefs t-shirts, like the chefs t-shirts from jail. They're quite thin. You can see through them. Some of them, not all of them. You could see the red. You could the word swastika. And I asked him about it. Like yeah, but oh yeah, didn't really. No, he talked the talk and all that. He had a bit of a chest on him. He weren't sucked off or anything. He weren't skinny. The only thing was, he was banged up with all the wrong ones. He was, he was on the wrong. Yeah, he weren't in for rape or anything. He'd come into jail, put himself on there for his own protection because of his tattoo. I mean, he was another one. Proper hard nut, mate. I mean, who's he hanging about with on road? Just about three geezers that only take their t-shirts off when they're together. Yeah, he was he was with the Bacons basically. So they're the three real life Nazis that I met in jail. Hard nuts, hard men to the core. Actually, I see another geezer with a swastika in Wormwood Scrubs on the induction wing. I think it was. I forgot the name of the wing, but it's the induction wing. It's a Sikh geezer and a swastika tattooed out. Not everyone has got a swastika is a racist. It's got something to do with his religion. I don't want to be disrespectful. It's got something to do with his religion. I remember a couple of must have been Muslim boys asking him about it. Was a bit offended by it at first. He was like, "No, it's in I can't remember the name of the Bible. It's in that Bible." Explain it to him, and they left it. But yeah, he had it on his neck, not hidden, knowing full well that some idiot could have took it the wrong way. But he didn't, his religion, mate. He was staunch. He stuck by it. The three Aryan barbarians. The one that had it there was the killer. Wait, I'm with you. He walked off like. Anyway, if you like that, hit subscribe and we'll chat tomorrow. Adios.